Welcome to BYWM Podcast. Beyond Your Wildest Marriage.
Woo.
I like that. So, so we're here again with another video, another
Yes.
podcast. So we want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you guys for supporting the episodes thus far. Oh my God.
Woo, woo, woo. we have like 2 episodes that have gone 1 point something now.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Guys, please continue to share these podcast episodes. We appreciate you for doing so. It's one of the easiest ways to support us while we do this podcast that we enjoy doing so much.
That's right.
Oh my God. As you guys can see, if you're watching on YouTube, we're working on a new set. So we're putting in all the bells and whistles to make it work.
Yeah, we're taking this thing serious, guys.
Yeah, we're taking it very serious. So today we want to talk about feeling lost in the relationship. And we want to share our perspective on that, our own experience on that, because we had a moment, we had some time in our past where we felt lost in our relationship, especially as a young couple. We feel like we're not supported enough in order to accomplish the goal that we want from people that we expected to support us. And so we know that there's a lot of people that are experiencing that. So we want to touch on it and maybe drop some pointers that may help them.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Wow, that was beautifully said.
it was.
Yes.
I mean, I'm working on it. Oh my God, I'm kicking away my mic.
I'm still working on collecting my thoughts and putting it out properly.
No, it's cool. Listen. In your personal life, it's good to work on your personal growth.
Yeah.
Because it helps in your relationship growth as well.
That is true.
So it's cool that you're doing that, you know.
Thank you.
I admire you for doing all of this work on yourself. It's very beautiful.
I know easy there, but yeah.
So, help. I'm feeling lost in my relationship. Have there been a time where you personally felt lost in your relationship, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I did feel lost in the early stages of our relationship because as we discussed in a previous episode, how we met and, all of those things that we discussed about us experiencing life at that time, what it was like for us.
Yeah.
So we didn't know a lot.
That's true.
I mean, we've been together like 2 years in that space before we got married.
Yes.
And even throughout those 2 years, just getting to, know ourselves more and getting to know each other more within that space of time and trying to figure out life, how we want to move forward. There were times when we're like, I don't think we know where we want to go.
Yeah, it's funny because I think that was one of the most challenging times in our relationship where we didn't know what to do. But we know there's something that we wanted to do, but we just didn't know how to get it done.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the mentor or the support group. Not like now,
Yeah.
Not like now where we know more stuff based on our experience of being together for some time now. But
True.
then we were fresh in the game there. We
were fresh in this relationship thing, and then because we weren't in stable relationships before,
Yeah.
and this was now like a relationship that was gonna be the serious relationship that
That's true.
we were thinking of moving forward more than just being together, but getting married, having kids, setting up a life for us and the kids when they come.
Yeah.
So it was like setting up businesses as well.
Yes.
It was like that for us.
Yeah, it was a struggle for us because, as we said, we didn't have any mission, we didn't have any vision for the relationship. Most of the time when people get into a relationship, it's not necessarily because of a specific goal. It's because I like you, you like me, you're cute, I'm sexy, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason behind it. And so
And the kiss
after
and the
a
hugs
while,
felt good and all of that.
and then after a while, it's like, okay, what do we do now? Now that we've established that we are into each other, we've done all the part, we do the sex, we do the tours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
And so you might end up feel lost in the relationship. Like when you don't have a plan for yourself and how to actually accomplish whatever it is that you want to get done.
That is so true.
Because relationship is about building a community. It's about building a foundation that you can have something later, because we're only getting older there.
That is true. That is true. Relationship just as when we talk about marriage is work, relationship is work, and to me, marriage is where relationship begins before marriage, basically. Because you're having relationship with your parents coming up, your siblings,
That's true.
your other persons within your sphere, and then now if you didn't establish certain grounds from the beginning with those relationships, it's harder for you to deal with a relationship that is more intimate.
That is true.
Because there's a lot more that you will have to consider within an intimate relationship than I mean, if your sister cry, you can just hug her and say, "Oh, sis, that is, and that's it." But when your wife cry or your partner cry, is a different thing.
That's true. Would you say like most of the experience we're having in the past have a lot to do with how we end up dealing with our relationship or how we function in the relationship, and that's why most people feel lost in their relationship.
It does. And remember, we always talk about like dealing with self.
Yeah.
Within that time when we were trying to figure things out, it was more an internal affair that we were having with ourselves now, because
That is true.
we explore each other to a level and we're like, wow, but I feel like I could be offering more to the relationship. And if I don't do this for me, then I won't be able to do this for the relationship. And that was where, we're kind of like, okay, what do I do? How do I, work on me to actually do more for the relationship?
Yeah. And I find that based on what you just said, that's why a lot of people feel lost in there. Because for me, like when you get together, like for us, when we got together, right? We always talked about what we want to do with our relationship. Where do we want to see it go? Even though we didn't have any idea how to get there at the time because the money wasn't there and stuff like that. But it's like we always have a plan, at least a small plan to know that.
That's so true.
Okay, in the next year we want to do this. In the next month we want to do that. So there's always something that we always challenging ourselves with, like whether it be starting business or maybe having a family or, traveling or something like that.
Yeah.
There's always something that we use to kind of ground us to the relationship.
That's so true. That's so true. Because in the moments where I was feeling like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. And then AP's like, babes, what do you think about this? And I'm like, babes, I don't know.
I'm always coming up with the ideas. I am the one who's always coming up with the ideas. Yeah.
That is, because I give him that space, to explore and to express himself as my partner with, to me. And so at the time when we met, I was more like the one that was going to college and stuff like that. So he looked to me for a lot more guidance in terms of some stuff. But then I felt like you were starting to like outgrow me now. Like, I need to catch up.
Listen,
I need to catch up now.
And I think that's the reason why a lot of people might feel lost or may feel lost in their relationship, is because, as you just said, the partner outgrow it feel like the partner is outgrowing you. And you feel like there's no way to catch up to that person. That person is way out of my league now. And so you question yourself. And you start to have doubts in yourself. You feel like, am I good enough for this person now? What can I actually contribute towards this relationship now that this person is way ahead of me? Maybe they deserve somebody who is on their level. And I think that have a lot, as I said before, to do with how you grow up. Maybe like self-confidence issue.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us have traumatic past. And what happened in our past is like we carry it into a relationship. And so maybe your parents used to make you feel less than, or something happened in your life that make you have that kind of experience. And so when you get together with your partner and them outgrow you, or something change, something shift, and that shift causes you to now feel like, I am lost in the relationship. Where do I go from here? Literally.
And I think more than anything else, because for us, it was communication that really did it for us.
Yeah.
At times I didn't know how best to communicate how I was feeling, but I at least tried. I was like, babes, I'm feeling like this, and I don't know what to do right now. And you were like open enough to say, hon, I may not understand exactly how you feel right now,
Mm.
but I'm here for you. You
Yeah.
know?
I think so.
And that kind of give me the confidence to like try to figure things out, you know, and you help me to figure things
Yeah,
out.
it's really good when you tell me these things. You see, all right, it's like what you just do a while ago.
Yeah.
I think that's the way how couples can avoid feeling like this. Like when you, as the wife or as the girlfriend, come to me, the man, and say, "You make me feel like this.
Yeah.
When you did this, it makes me feel like that.
Yeah.
When you include me in this thing, it makes me feel accepted. It makes me feel wanted, needed."
Yeah.
Then I think more people will have a better understanding of each other and you'll have a much more healthier relationship.
That is so true.
But when you keep things to yourself, like you don't tell me, like I like that you come to me and you will say all of these nice things, because no, that encourages me to, tap into myself. Like, oh wow, you feel nice when I do this? What if I do this then? How would that make you feel?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so you don't feel lost in the relationship because we keep involving the other partner
Right.
in everything that we do, no matter how small, Yeah.
And I think more than anything, as we said, more than anything else, communication is gonna really help
Yeah.
to get us, out of feeling lost.
Yeah.
Everything really ties into communication, but now we're talking about feeling lost, and
Yeah.
it's not to be honest, feeling lost is not a good thing, because feeling lost can lead you into depression as well.
Yeah. Trust me.
Feeling lost can make you withdrawn.
Yes.
So you withdraw from your partner.
Yes.
Instead of involving your partner in things now because you feel lost.
Yes.
You're like, I don't know what to do, so don't talk to me. I don't.
Yeah.
You kind of push your partner away. Yeah.
It's a very sticky situation, and as you said, it can lead to a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, as I said, when a person feels lost in the relationship, they feel like they cannot contribute nothing to the relationship.
That is true.
And so they feel like, maybe the person trying to talk to the partner, but the partner don't understand that's what they're actually trying to say. Communication is like the key in this, I would say. How you can communicate that message to your partner.
Yeah.
So for somebody feeling lost right now in their relationship that is watching this, and sometimes it's a simple matter, what would you personally advise doing right now? If you're feeling lost in your relationship right now, what would you do?
I have a few things that come to my mind. Maybe you could find a song that relate to what you are feeling and play that song for your partner.
Okay.
Ask them to listen to it and ask them, what they get, what's the message that they get from it, and see where their mind is in terms of that.
So what if they take that offensive? Like, what if they're like, what do you mean? What do I get from it? What if they don't understand even then?
Maybe you just write a letter. Maybe the way how, because sometimes, the way how you say something is different from how you would write it.
That's
sometimes
true. That is true.
And different from how you would sing it. So,
that's true.
I think find a video that relates, you play it. You find a song that relates, you play it, or you write it. Because there are many ways to communicate.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe it's just to get your partner in the right frame of mind to accept, not necessarily like you're forcing them to whatever, but for them to understand, to get to that state of understanding what you're trying to say. Maybe they just need to be more relaxed.
Yeah, that's also true.
So you may want to get them around a candlelight dinner, set a mood, and you just say, hey, hon, after you get in that mood, to say, this is how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
And I need some help or guidance with it. Is it possible that you can help me with this situation? And if the partner said, well, unfortunately, I'm not sure I don't understand fully how you're feeling, but maybe we could take you to someone who can better help you, to get that guidance. I think that works as well.
Yeah. What I would say is, for me, if I'm feeling lost in the relationship, marriage, which personally, I've never felt lost with you, because we're always challenging ourselves with new things. It's either we're doing another business, we're doing videos like this, our podcasts like this. We're doing something. We're talking. We're thinking. We're working. We're always active. So I've never actually personally feel like lost in the relationship before.
Okay.
Even when you were more busier than now, I never felt lost because I have always find a way to make myself be a part of whatever it is that you're doing.
That is true. He does that, guys.
And so it's the same for you too. Like when
For
I
me,
was doing,
I was more in my head in the earlier part, but I'm
yes,
still learning to get out of that. It's not something that I've gotten out of yet.
but still, when I was doing music,
Yeah.
you made sure that you were a part of that thing.
Yeah, you're right.
So what I would say is, if I were that person feeling lost, I would ask myself, am I actually doing enough? Like, am I observing my partner and see how best I can support that vision, that dream? I think what happens is most times that the visions, it don't work with what your vision is. Maybe you have a vision to go right, and he have a vision to go left. And so you have a conflict. And so you cannot find a common ground in the relationship. So you feel like you're at a standstill.
Yeah.
And so sometimes what you have to do is compromise or see how best you can support that person's goal. And then that person see how best they can support your goal, so that you're always involved in each other's life like this. So you're never going to feel lost. However, if you still feel lost in that circumstance, what you can do is evaluate yourself.
Yeah.
I would evaluate myself. I would go inside and ask myself, why do I feel like this? What am I missing in this relationship / marriage? And
why am I feeling lost?
Yeah, why am I feeling lost? What is this feeling that I'm feeling?
Because a lot of time, AP is like, feeling lost for a lot of persons is more like they don't have a sense of direction.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying. It's like, as I said, I'm not saying most couples don't do it. If you're listening or you're watching and you do something, comment and let us know what you do.
Yeah.
Right? But most couples, they don't necessarily have a plan. They just get together.
Yeah.
I'll like 1 month, 2 months, 1 year,
I
the
like
baby
you.
come. Yeah. The baby come. After the baby come, you might have the house, you might have the car, you might have the money, and you're just living life on autopilot, which is okay. But there's no actual plan. There's no goal setting.
Yeah. I think more than likely it's for us, because we are spiritual beings.
That is correct.
We connect that way.
Yes.
So fulfillment is everything for us. Like, knowing that we're living a fulfilling life, that is more our concern. So whether we have the material things or not for us, I believe you agree with that, right, Biz?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That for us, it's more on, am I living a meaningful life with my partner? Are we effecting change the way we want to effect change? Are we helping someone that needs help? You know? So that, I think for us, that's where our feeling lost might come in at times.
Yes, but I mean, it's not necessarily a case for us where we feel like, okay, feeling lost in terms of you and me, and how do we work? How do we move forward?
No, it's
you
not,
and me.
Right.
It's never a you and me thing.
Yeah.
It's more like a discussion of, okay, we've done this, we've done that, we've done this, we've done that. What next?
Yeah.
And then it's like we always go to the drawing board. We're always on the whiteboard, or we're always coming up with we treat our relationship like a literal business.
Yeah, it's
like,
true, guys.
Come
it's
up
true.
with business plans, strategies, mission, vision, all the time. To say, okay, now that we have done this, what is next for us? And to me, we have more fun doing that. And so we've never felt lost.
I don't know, guys. Sorry, I just feel
this
like,
one is great.
I feel the water coming to my eyes, and I'm like, why am I crying?
Oh
my goodness!
It's okay,
I'm trying to hold it back all this time,
No, you know what? It's like you felt accomplished.
Yeah.
You felt accomplished that via conversations communication that we have with each other, that you can see growth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why it's important that, you know, we share these information, that somebody out there that is feeling like this right now, most people are choosing the other option.
Yeah.
Like getting divorced, you know, or arguing, or,
that's so true.
you know, coming at each other. And so it can destroy a lot of relationship. Something as simple as just feeling like, how do I fit in this?
Yeah.
And so you find that a lot of people nowadays are actually divorcing because they're getting information elsewhere that is telling them, well, maybe you fall out of love with the guy. Well, maybe he's just not the one for you. Or maybe you need to move on. But maybe you just need to have a conversation with the person.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to have a conversation with yourself.
That's true. That's true. I was going to even get to that point because more often, to be honest, you know, when you look at relationships that are troubled, it's because persons didn't take the time to sit down with self and assess self first.
Yeah.
Am I the one that is allowing this to take place in my relationship?
That is true.
Am I, you know, like you look at the plate of food, because your relationship is a plate of food at this point in time, eh?
Yeah, right now I'm kind of hungry still, so yeah, but watch your
sorry. And then again, you know, it's Ramadan, so anyways, you know, and you look, am I serving the dish well? Did I wash the plate clean? Did I put the, you know, did I make the meal appetizing?
Yeah.
You look at it from your aspect. Could I have done this better? Could I have added a little bit more salt, you know, or a little bit more pepper in the meal to make it more tastier? You know, you have to have those sit down moments with yourself as wives and as husbands before you start attacking each other. You are the one. Sit down with yourself first. And don't be in denial, guys. Yeah. When you sit down with yourself, be truthful about the situation.
I agree with that.
You know?
Yeah.
Am I the one that is making myself feel lost in this relationship? Am I giving my partner enough time and enough, you know, of me to understand me so that they can work with me to build this relationship and so we can know where we are going from here? But if you sit down, I want this, and I, and he should have, and she should have, and you're not looking at it from, Jody, why do you feel lost in your relationship?
Good question.
Are you working with your partner to find that pathway that you guys need to go on?
Yeah.
You know, or is it that you found the pathway and you are the one trying to deviate from the pathway?
Like what you said, everything that you said makes sense. You know, it's called self-evaluation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to evaluate yourself.
Yeah.
And when you evaluate yourself, you have to accept what you find and then find a solution towards it.
Yeah.
Like the first option should never be, you know, divorce, argument, stuff like that. And sometimes I believe that people tend to go in that way.
Yeah.
But as I said, for us, we've always challenged ourselves. And that's why we don't experience that feeling lost. Like if we even have the slightest feeling of being lost, we always go to the drawing board and like, okay, what can we do to make us progress? What can we do to let us move forward without feeling like I don't know what else I can contribute towards this relationship. I don't know if I can satisfy this person anymore because things change. You know, relationship is going to change. It's a consistent
evolution.
Thank you. It's consistently evolving, you know? And so you have to always analyze and observe it and plan and have strategies and have everything ready for the perfect time.
Absolutely. You mentioned the word evolving. And when I think of evolving, I look at a human child from the seed coming up. You know, the sperm connects to the egg and form and create that beautiful human being. And then that mother push, you know, that child out into the world. And that child doesn't remain that baby anymore.
That's true.
You know, as soon I mean, from the sperm to the egg, that there's just evolvement going on right there. Change is going on.
That's true.
You know, a leg come out, an eye come out, you know.
Girl.
and then when that baby comes out of the womb as a full human being, that child grows. It doesn't remain, you know, the mommy not lullaby singing anymore. It's like, no, that child start play football, run up and down, you know, that kind of thing. So you have to look at your relationship like that.
Yeah.
You're nurturing it from, you know, that seed coming up, you know, and everything that you put into it, that's what you're going to get out. So
Correct.
if you're constantly feeding a relationship with, oh, I am feeling lost, I don't know where to go,
That's
the
exactly
whole
like the
entire
experience.
experience is going to be feeling like that until you and your partner sit down and say, okay, why are we feeling lost? You know? What is it that we need to do together that will make us feel better? That will make us feel more fulfilled? That will give us a sense of direction?
Yeah.
And then you can go from there.
I like that you touch on that, because basically what I wanted to say is like, what advice would you give to a woman in a relationship that is feeling lost at this current moment and possibly could be watching this or listening to this podcast right now? What advice would you give to you if you were that person?
If
out
I was
there?
that person now.
Yeah, what advice would you give to yourself?
I would sit down with myself. You know, I would assess why I am feeling lost, and you know, make notes on that. And then I will, now that I know as well, I would write down like the things that made me feel fulfilled, feel accomplished, and compare them. Like find a way to, you know, evaluate the both, you know, and say, okay, I was doing this before and it made me feel like this.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it 2 months ago, so now that's why I'm feeling like this.
Yeah, I understand. And that's a good way to evaluate yourself.
Yeah.
Self-evaluation is extremely important,
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to this situation.
I think it also self-awareness helps you with that as well, because if you're not aware that something is off with yourself,
That is true.
whether internally or externally, you will not be able to sit down and assess the situation and truthfully do what needs to be done to
I
get.
agree with that.
Yeah.
If I were to advise myself out there, what go on? You're good. If I were to advise myself in that situation where I feel lost,
Yeah.
you know, I would actually, as you said, I would actually talk to myself and see if it's me first.
Yeah.
Like I've always been advised, like, always go internally first before you go external. Like Jamaicans have a saying, dance a yard before you dance abroad, meaning check yourself first before you start check other people. You know, and once you find that you are not the problem, then you say, okay, if I am not the problem, then what is the problem? Right? And if the problem is that the person won't let you inside because they are having a problem that they don't know about, then you have to evaluate with them, you know, and don't be forceful. I'm speaking to me now. Don't be forceful, right? Don't be forceful. Don't go and force your partner and say, you must do this. And why are you not doing that? You know, go try and have a conversation in a place that is as quiet as this one and just hold our hands and say, love, I am seeing where I am feeling lost. I don't know what is wrong. I just feel like I don't know how to tie what I can do with what you're doing. I don't see how I can make me and what I have to offer work with what you have to offer. Is there a way that we can work something out that I can contribute myself to the goals that we're trying to accomplish as a couple? Because at the end of the day, you're a couple.
Yeah.
You're not a single person.
Yeah.
And we have to keep that in mind.
I love how you put that, really.
Yeah, we are a couple. And so one of the things, even we learned this in our relationship, you were doing this a lot,
Yeah.
where everything was centered around you.
Yeah.
And you don't realize, because you're the strong-willed one. Me, I'm chill. I'm the chill one.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's really true.
I'm the chill one. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So there is a time where you were always just about what you have in your head and nothing else. And sometimes that can make your partner feel left out
That's
of the
true.
situation.
That's true.
And then they will feel like lost, because like, okay, if I want to help you with this, you're like, no, I got it. If I want to help you with that, you say, no, I got it. So in that
Yeah.
sense, I feel like,
What do I do now?
what do I do now? How do
Yeah,
I
I
move from
know.
here now? And then somehow I might even try to talk to you, and your response might be aggression to me, because you might have an experience in your past where your mother and your father was having this same situation, and you inherit that, and you don't actually know that you have that problem. So when your partner tries to talk to you, you in turn repeat what you saw, because this is a part of it too. We create avatars
Yeah.
of our past experiences, whether it be personal or otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we use that avatar to identify everybody that is like that is going to fill that capacity in your life. So if your father was a drunkard, abuser who used to hit your mother, somehow you create a avatar of that guy. It's like if your father is a nice guy and loving and kind, you as a woman, you're going to try to find somebody that is exactly like your father.
Yeah.
Not
it's
knowing
possible.
though. Not intentionally though. Not intentionally.
Subconsciously.
Subconsciously, you're going to try and
That
find
is true.
a guy that is exactly like your daddy.
That is true. That's
And for your boy, if his mother is good to him and raise him right, he's going to attract a woman that is exactly like his mother. Because to me, every time I look at you, I see examples of her, of how she was kind, how she was, all these things. So your past have a lot to do with
That is
your
true.
present in terms of how you deal with your partner. And sometimes, as I said, why people will feel, I know I'm going on. I know some people feel lost in their relationship because sometimes it affects them personally, or sometimes they put it out externally on their partner. And there comes the whole thing. So the best thing to do is to have a conversation, honest conversation about it.
Yeah, it starts with the honest conversation, guys.
Yes.
The hard conversations that you guys don't want to have,
Yeah.
that we didn't want to have,
Let's talk about
me
it.
didn't want to have.
Let's talk about it.
You understand? We have to have a seat around the table, in the chair, on the floor, wherever you go, and sit down at the beach and just talk about it.
Yeah.
And if you have to cry,
Cry about it.
If you have to cuss,
Cuss.
and just know you're not cussing out your partner. It's not your
No.
partner, it's the problem.
No.
You understand?
That's
But you guys sit down and have that conversation. Relationship is work.
Yeah.
Marriage is
Is
work.
work.
Relationship with yourself is work.
Yeah.
You can't leave yourself up.
No.
You understand? Because in order for you to grow your relationship, you have to grow yourself.
Yeah, I like what you just said. That it's like you're not the bell. Ping, 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 ping. Yeah. If in order to grow yourself, in order to grow your relationship, you have to work on yourself. You have to make sure that you are in line. Nobody's perfect.
No.
Nobody is always correct. Because you have some people, sometimes they feel like they're always correct. I used to feel like I'm always correct until I realized that's not how life works.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, hon, no problem. If
And
you
then-
say so.
then me have to applaud you, man. I have to
Wait,
support
sorry,
you on
before
that.
you guys, if you used to get upset with that, it's like I said, okay, hon, no problem. If that's what you say.
Yeah, I don't
What
like
do you
it.
mean?
No, I don't like that. But I have to applaud you though for allowing me to express myself as a man and to give me the platform to evolve and to grow and to become a better version of myself, or to
You're
become the
welcome.
version that
Come,
I
please
am.
stop. You're making me cry now.
That's cool.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
To
What is
become-
wrong with me and these tears today?
Something is in your eyes, like, oh my god, you know. But yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
And I would
You're welcome.
I would also like to encourage all the wives, all the girlfriends, all the people with their partner to support their husband, support their their partner,
Yeah.
and give them the chance to grow, come up.
You
Yeah.
know, I like how you say that. I know we kind of ending the podcast, but you touch on something that is very important. And I've seen where a lot of men really don't get the room or the space to express themselves
Yeah.
because it is told to them that they shouldn't cry when they were young. Shut up your mouth. We are cry for your man.
That is
Your
Jamaican
boy.
saying.
You understand?
Jamaican.
Man, don't cry. A man, so it's like you're telling the male child from that stage, you should not have any feelings.
But you should also say that is from only a certain part of society, because not everybody deal with their kids like that.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
In most of the cultures that we know or we grew up around, you understand? It was like that. Boy enough a ball, man enough a cry.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's
So it's like you have those male figures suppressing their emotions from the beginning. So when they actually really hit a rock bottom and they don't know where else to turn to, that outburst might be on their female partner that really loves them.
That is true.
And they not intentionally want to hurt the partner, but they weren't taught how to express that feeling.
Correct.
You know, they weren't given the space, And so I really love that I gave you that opportunity as well.
Yeah, me too.
Because, I mean, where I grew up, it wasn't like a hard thing. It wasn't like something that wasn't there. It was like here and there.
Yeah.
Some days we are cry for. Other days it's okay. Don't worry. Because I grew up with my father and I grew up with my brother, my younger brother.
Yeah.
So I see that. And I admire women who really give their men, or even females who give their sons the chance to express themselves as males, because it's very important.
It is important, and it does actually impact what we're talking about right now, about feeling lost, because sometimes as a man you feel like you cannot express yourself in order to find your space inside the relationship, because society already tell you what we need to do. Go out, go do the work.
Yeah, work and bring the money.
Bring the money, come and take care of the household, and it's like that's the only job that we have as males. And really talk about the deeper levels of relationship.
Yeah,
because relationship is everything, guys. Whether you're going to make money, society, everything that you see around you, relationship, it stems from the household. It stems from the relationship. And if you don't have a strong, solid, organized, defined relationship, then you're actually going to have chaos. Because
it's like the root of the tree. If it's not cemented down into the ground, any breeze blow, just skin over.
Skin over.
Jamaican terms.
So guys, what I want you to do for us is to comment below and let us know, how do you deal with that? When you're, if there's ever a time that you felt lost in your relationship / marriage, how have you dealt with that? What are some of the things that you have done in order to avoid that, or to, deal with that?
Or if even you are experiencing that feeling right now, comment below and let us know. And, let us know if this video was helpful to you in some way.
And if it was, please consider sharing it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to
Beyond Your Wildest Marriage podcast.
We appreciate you guys, more than you know. So until next time, we have a closing. I wrote it in the phone. Until next time, continue to live in life beyond your wildest marriage. Love you guys. Until next time.